Next we have Phyllis Frey, and we have 4 additional speakers who've ceded their time to Phyllis.
Good afternoon. I bring these charts to help you understand the corporate structure of Fortress. This information is available for everyone on the internet. But just to clarify, I thought this would be helpful today. To start, I wanted to say for the public record that the city of Sebastian stated, backed up by their attorney, Mr. Ginsburg, that they were no longer a member of 750, and yet today Councilman Gilmore wants to submit to the public record that they are a member of 750, so which is it? To continue with All Aboard Florida, I'd like to address a statement by Rusty Roberts at a recent meeting where he stated, quote, that All Aboard Florida is a private company and they're not obligated to provide financial information about All Aboard Florida, end quote. He's wrong. He's wrong. Just to clarify, we know that a $1.5 billion loan was applied for public money, and now this week we know that figure has soared to 2.5. At last night's meeting in Jupiter, I asked the panel, where did this extra billion come from, and no one knew. Not even Mr. Gonzalez, who sat there and said not a word. But we need to know, and we have a right to know. That's the important part. From a March 21st memo from the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council staff to council members, I quote, the priority of this All Aboard Florida project is economic competitiveness. Really. To be sure we understand whose economic competitiveness we're talking about, let's review. Passenger trains in Florida have never turned a profit. They are hemorrhaging money at $200 million per year. Now we're expected to believe that All Aboard Florida is going to come along and for the first time in history make a profit. Nowhere in the United States has this happened. I think there was one in 1800. So when you talk about economic competitiveness, we know you're talking about the benefits to Fortress and its subsidiary Seacastle, which is all about mega ships, shipping, container ships, all the docking facilities. It's a all package ready to go to rip right up the state of Florida, and now they are talking about 4 tracks. So when you think about your small towns, I don't think we should have to make that sacrifice. I don't think the Treasure Coast should be forfeit for this kind of thing. There are other solutions, and I don't think we have to accept it as fait accompli. And it has nothing to do with benefiting local economies. If I can paraphrase Martin County's Commissioner Ann Scott, her statement at the last Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council when she so succinctly said, quote, well, I can't quote, but she said, it's ironic that the Flagler Railroad that once gave life to Florida is now going to kill it. And she's absolutely correct. Not only are the financial costs to us going to be beyond our wildest dreams, because the 2.5 is just a startup figure, but the human costs. The people in Jupiter last night, 600 people, they don't want this. 2 people spoke in favor of the train, just to be fair. But the human cost to people's lives, their homes, people are selling their homes. There are 1,300 homes just in one portion that are going to be affected. Their values are going to drop by 20% according to the real estate firm, and that's automatic. That's automatic. The other implications we can't even begin to imagine, the traffic and the congestion. We're just starting to talk about it now, but we need to go into this in much, much more depth than we are here. And I applaud you for wanting to put this on the agenda every meeting because we need to get the facts. FEC is on record as suggesting that the need for as many as 4 tracks are going to now be built, and this is going to create all kinds of traffic congestion, cutting us off from emergency hospitals, When you speak in your memo about this project advancing quality of life, you're not speaking on behalf of the people in the towns along the Treasure Coast. You're speaking on behalf of Fortress. Your memo uses another phrase, enhances livability. The destruction of our brand, which is why we live here, which is why the tourists come, the destruction of that brand through noise, vibration, sleepless nights, the shutting down of crossings, the rerouting of roads, the buildup of traffic, the delay to waterway commerce and trade, the interruption of our daily lives, and the ugly scar of these metal monsters. This is going to be a mobile industrial complex, constantly on the move throughout every day and throughout every night. We need to let this sink in. And by the way, all aboard Florida in the FRA engineering field report stated that they're not obligated, nor will they pay for the sealed corridors because it's going to cost them $47 million just for the southern portion. The northern portion will exceed $100 million, and they are stating in this report they are not going to do it. So it'll be up to us if we want to have that kind of protection. So how can any one of us at this point accurately assess the damage that will result? And Fortress certainly doesn't care. Our cities, our counties, our subdivisions, neighborhoods, businesses have all written resolutions not in support of all aboard Florida, and we're approaching 10,000 signatures from people who are not all aboard with all aboard Florida. And since the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council questionably is working in the best interest of the public, when you go to Tallahassee and lobby for stops in our towns that we haven't asked for, this is not a benefit, sir. And we're asking you to stop intervening on our behalf. Stop interfering, stop going to Tallahassee under false pretenses that you're representing us because you're not. Stop purporting to know what we want. Stop, look, and listen to us, because so far you've gotten it 100% wrong. And if you want to get it right, you can retract your support of all aboard Florida in writing to the governor. And since we are, seems to be some questions, if all aboard Florida is negatively going to affect our lives, it's in ways we haven't even begun to imagine yet. And if we're going to talk about policies, one last note, please, we need to make sure that we don't alter the minutes to reflect just the opposite of what is being said. Thank you for your time.